Hello, today we Askreddit what's a harsh reality everyone needs to hear. This is a somewhat a sad topic. Sort of. So comment your favorite TV show down below. With that out of the way, sit back and enjoy. Eminem is 50 years old. Boneless wings are just chicken nuggets. That's way too ducking far, buddy. I'd say they're more like chicken strips. Nuggets are the hot dogs of the chicken world. The mass die-off of crabs off Alaska is a bigger deal than most realize. 90% population crash almost instantly. You gotta walk your dogs. Yes, please adopt a dog whose activity needs realistically match what you will do. High energy needs dogs shouldn't be adopted into families that cannot adequately provide them with enough exercise. Walking is also not just about exercise, but mental stimulation. If you don't want to take your dog on long walks, adopt a little senior pup and take one leisurely stroll a day. Sometimes you're the bad guy. I'm bad, and that's good. I will never be good, and that's not bad. There's no one I'd rather be than me. Ralph. If I am not bad guy, then who will crack your skull like baby bird eggs between thighs? Corollary, sometimes, no one is the bad guy. Just because someone is opposed to you doesn't mean they are bad, or that you are bad. Sometimes shitty situations can arise despite everyone acting in good faith. Second corollary, sometimes, everybody is the bad guy. People suck, and both players in a confrontation may be wrong. And someone else's bad reaction in response to your own shitty behavior doesn't somehow absolve you of that shitty behavior. Sure, the other person overreacted, but you still suck too. It's why that toxic sub "am I the asshole" has an everyone sucks here verdict. Just because someone is your family doesn't mean they have your best interests at heart. Corollary, not all parents love their children. Or love them in the way that the kids actually need. My parents love me, I believe that. But they were also the almost singular source of my pain and misery to the point where I've changed my name and number and I will never speak to them again. This one is both harsh and comforting. People don't think about you as much as you think they do. That means that your feelings might be ignored or not considered. People will forget things about you and might not remember things you've done together that were very memorable for you. That can be hard to realize. On the other hand, they probably don't remember that embarrassing thing you did in high school, or they don't care about it. They notice patterns of behaviors, more than occasional bad days that you have. So those times you feel bad about being off with someone, they probably don't think about them, unless they become frequent. Personally, I find that comforting. Nah, I remember when, name redacted, pooped in her white skirt in 3rd grade and sat in it all day. I'm 39. I sat in chocolate. Stop telling everyone I shat myself. If you know why you're acting in an unhealthy way or hurting people, you have to stop explaining it and start figuring out how to fix it. I think the guys at Cinema Therapy put it best: your trauma is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Yes, what you've been through sucks and is completely unfair. But it's up to you to get the help you need and to keep it from utterly destroying you. I wish someone told me that before I self-destructed for the 200th time in my life. I'm a therapist and have said that same line before in a Reddit comment: trauma is never your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal, and got downvoted to hell. I hope that truth is more well received here. You can become disabled unexpectedly at any point in your life. Make sure you're taking advantage of the abilities you have while you have them. This is scary. It is. I saw it happen to my mom in her 50s and then it happened to me in my 20s. Don't let life pass you by. Enjoy every bit of it while you have a body that allows you to do so. I don't regret any of the things I paid to experience before I got sick. Can you tell us what happened to you? But I can understand if you don't want to share. Oh sure. I didn't have any accident or anything. I just woke up one morning and was like, my ankle feels weird. I kept walking on it for like a week until it became unbearable, so I used crutches. The pain got worse and started spreading further up my leg. My leg felt cold, it was atrophying quickly, couldn't touch it, I couldn't wear shoes or socks because it hurt too much to have anything on it. Was back and forth with doctors for like a month until I finally got diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome. It's a nerve disorder that's not very well understood. I was in a wheelchair for like 3 months. I had 5 nerve blocks in 6 weeks and PT twice a week to get walking again. I've been walking ever since, but Pilates was what really got me walking more normally. CRPS is weird and they don't really know why it happens, but it's a rare complication after a minor injury. I noticed it was spreading to my other leg about a year ago at this point, so like 6 months in. I get full body flares like once a month or so during PMS when I'm stressed. IDK what the future holds, to be honest. But the full body flares do scare me. They don't know if full body CRPs can kill you or not. Seriously, the human body is amazing, resilient, and beautifully intricate. It is also fragile, complicated, and fallible. Never, ever ride in a car with your feet on the dash. Don't light those M80s in your hand. Don't dive headfirst into unfamiliar waters. Life is already trying to kill or maim you, don't give it any help. Signed, someone that has witnessed a handful of level 1 traumas, and studying to become a surgical scrub. You can love someone with all of your heart and not be loved back in the same way. I wasted a lot of time in my life either being too stupid to learn this or at the very least too stubborn to admit it to myself. My stupid hearts decided it would rather go the rest of my life pining over the one I don't have than move on. My head is furious. My lungs indifferent. Life is not automatically easier just because you're a good person. I find the inverse is usually true. Having a moral compass and being a good person usually means you have a line in the sand somewhere, and there will always be someone who is willing to go further than you, undercut you, or outcompete you. A radio station I used to listen to, 10 years ago, had this discussion. High-level executives at the CV level had to be an asshole to be at that level. It got tense when the president of the radio station came in to discuss it, but he agreed. In that position you often have to make hard decisions and, to put it bluntly, no care what others think. You don't realize the good, best times as they are happening. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Andy Bernard. This one always hits me kinda hard. I thought I'd be happy when I graduated college, or when I got my first apartment, or when I bought my first home. Don't expect happiness to be at the finish line. Happiness comes from yourself, in the now. Enjoy the process. The probability of you making it as a professional gamer, streamer, or YouTuber isn't worth quitting your job. You have a higher chance of getting hit by a car or winning $1 million lottery. Not saying give up, but be realistic. Keep a job that'll pay the bills while you try. Don't quit your day job until your internet career is already paying your bills. In addition to the odds being stacked against you, you don't even know if you can keep up content production without dipping your toes in a way that keeps your real job. Don't quit your day until any side gig is already paying your bills. Those LinkedIn posts about dropping your day job for non-setup side gig can stuff it. Those people have always had huge safety nets, either from years of saving or from mommy and daddy. The world does not owe you understanding. If you have traumas and mental health issues, it is not everyone else's job to tiptoe around you and tolerate bad behavior you refuse to address for yourself. More like, expecting people to tiptoe around you is unreasonable. The whole world can't read your mind and sense when you're uncomfortable. Say you're working with someone who's triggering a PTSD episode for you. Excuse yourself from their presence, do what you need to calm yourself, then go back and explain what happened for you. But don't get angry at them for not knowing. They can't read your mind. It doesn't owe you that, no, but kindness is free. You can choose to be kind to other people with trauma and mental health issues, and it will probably cost you nothing. So why would you make the choice not to? You can't get your time back. Stop wasting it. What is wasting of time? A time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. I told myself this when I was in high school playing computer games for 10 hours a day instead of going out or even spending time with my family. It kinda wasn't worth it, but it was fun still experiencing lasting trends because of it. But hey, at least I have 200 meters thieving. Working hard doesn't grant success. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness, that is life. Jean-Luc Picard. It may not guarantee it, but it sure as shit increases the odds significantly. It also depends on the person's definition of success. When you've been married for 8 years and all of a sudden your wife wants an open marriage, it means she's already cheating on you but doesn't want to feel bad about it. It won't just happen. I spent a lot of my early 20s being sad and defeatist, feeling sorry for myself. I always coped with this by telling myself that I'd make something of myself eventually, and meet a woman eventually, and be happy eventually. The truth is, eventually doesn't come if you don't make it come. Improvement has to be proactive. You can end up 40 years old, living with your parents, playing video games all day, and with no motivation. Nothing will prevent that from happening other than you. For most of us, work is a business transaction. You're trading your time for money. Your employer isn't your friend, father or mother. They owe you what they promised to give you in exchange for your time. That's it. If your work isn't fulfilling or making you happy, either spend your free time making yourself happy or work somewhere else. The few people who live in wealthiest countries in the world still struggle to find happiness. Stop wanting what other people have because it looks like it makes them happy. They aren't any happier or better than you because they have things. Finally, while these facts suck for most of us, the sooner you internalize them and shift your values, the better you will be. With that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for sticking around, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite TV show to lighten the mood. If you want to watch more of my content, check out the video on screen now. And until next time.